boys, get on your feet. It's Monday morning, it's kettlebell. It's not complex, it's kettlebell Tabata singles this morning. Okay, but first and foremost, we're going to get warm. As always with the kettlebell classes, it's going to be a quick fire warm up. Get your heart rate up, get you loose, get you moving, and then we're going to practice the exercises. Tabata singles, it means that there's one exercise. You're going to be doing 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 4 minutes, okay? So quick fire circuits, and the idea behind that is to develop these movement patterns in the basics, okay? We'll be working on the basics with some complicated new exercises in there as well to keep the practice up. Stop messing about on live or you're gonna get booted out. I see what you're doing and I know why you're doing it. Get jogging on the spot. You ain't putting me off this morning. The sun's shining, I'm on the ball, right? Nice and light on the toes. I want you to get the breathing going. Get rid of all that baloney in your head. That default excuse that it's Monday morning and somehow that's justifiable for you feeling a little bit rubbish. It's rubbish. Get on with it. Shake yourself. Let's get the show on the road. That's why we're here. We're here to feel better and learn something along the way. Let's get punching forward. First today, we're going to be getting the heart rate up a wee bit. Okay, so I want you to make sure you are. I don't want to see it. What is that on live? Yes, you, the usual suspect. What is this? What is this? This is not Mr. Motivator. This is Marine Fitness. Get yourself moving faster. Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, I'm pointing to you. So it's kind of like quarter knees, quarter high knees, if you like. I want you moving. I'm trying to get the heart rate up. From here, we're punching upwards, but I want you to take your time and imagine you're doing shoulder press. A little bit hard to do it slow, isn't it, when you're moving your feet fast? But that's the whole point, waking up the brain. We're pulling this kettlebell down. We're going to be doing some overhead work today, so it's important that you pay attention to all the little details. But of course, all the details I harp on about all the time anyway. It's not new to you. Shoulder blades pulled together, chest nice and proud, bit of tension in the glutes to prevent that lower back overextending, and then out to the side. Okay, we're going to go a bit quicker out to the side. Start getting this heart rate up. Good. So if you were talking like I am, you can start to see that, yep, I can still maintain a conversation, but I'm getting slightly breathless. That's the whole point. And then I'm going to punch down. Think of those high pulls almost. Bring the elbow up high. Keep the shoulder blades pulled together. Work those upper back muscles. Good. And the back of the shoulders, which leads us nicely on to. It's always better if you just start like this, everybody. Get yourself in the seal jack start position. Open, shut, open, shut. Nice and light. Warming up the upper back. Back of the shoulders. Well, nice and light in the balls of the feet, the toes. Feel like you're pulling a resistance band apart. Good. And without stopping, let's break it into jumping jacks. Can you do it? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Open and close. That's it. It shouldn't be half open, half shut. Good. So again, with these overhand, I want you to think about the shoulder joint. That's where the movement's coming from. Don't lift the shoulders up. Don't shrug them. Keep them pulled together. Good. Sprinting on the spot now. Imagine it's spot sprints. Spot sprints. If you really want to mix it up, feel free to move around the area. Yes, look at that. Beautiful. How exciting. I know. Right, steady the feet there. Swings, side swings, and toe touches. So now, heart rate's up a little bit. Shoulders are nice and warm. Let's get our hip sequence going. The most important sequence before we do kettlebells. Making sure we're taking our time. You do as many as you need to until that starts to feel like it's flowing freely. So you might have turned up this morning with a severe case of the DOMS. Your muscles are stiff, sore. That means when you start, you'll be like, oh, yeah. But regardless, you will be able to achieve your regular normal swing, so make sure you've got that before you change legs. So don't rush it. Focus on quality swings, quality stretches. It's dynamic stretching. Stretching on the move. We're getting warmed up. We're generating heat. And that's the whole point of a dynamic stretch. So still focus on a quality stretch, not just the movement. Remember, we're stretching, so we should feel the stretch. A lot of people with these dynamics, they're too busy focusing on the movement, and they don't even give any thought to the stretch. So make sure you're feeling that stretch in the groin with across the bodies, feeling it in the hips and glutes as well as you swing across the body. Keeping the leg nice and straight. And once again, as I said, focus on the stretch, not the movement. The movement will happen naturally. if you're thinking about the stretch. I'm trying to enhance it. I'm trying to increase the stretch each time, increase my range of movement, and there is no rush. There is zero rush. Get them done properly, please. And then the most important movement pattern of the day, of the warm-up, is our hip hinge, okay? So we're standing with our feet hip to shoulder width apart, toes driven hard into the ground. We're about to do a kettlebell swing on our head. Drive these toes hard into the ground, chest up nice and proud, shoulder blades pulled together, squeeze the butt lightly so we've got a bit of tension. So if you've got a wee bit of pelvic tilt going on, we're sorting that, keeping it nice and tight. From here, I'm pushing my hips back, hips back, hips back. Now you can see, it's the first one I've done this morning. I'm a little bit tight, I'm a little bit sore, and no, I'm not pretending, okay? Hips back, so you can see that I'm maintaining form, and it might take a few before I'm able to touch that ground. We should be able to touch the ground by now. God knows what dedicated kettlebell class this is. You've heard me harp on about the importance of having that mobility, of being able to keep your spine neutral and touch the floor. If you can't achieve that, you really are setting yourself up for a potential injury. Don't be scared. Just get your mobility work done, okay? Posterior chain workouts. There's plenty of the mobility overhaul, posterior chain dedicated classes. Plus, of course, the deadlift / kettlebell swing / hip hinge one that we done, I'm pretty sure, last week. Squeeze that butt when you're coming through. Squeeze the butt and drive the feet. Good. Again, when that starts to feel like it's flowing pretty well, let's get these feet set up, roughly shoulder to hip width apart. Squatting, we're going to open up the hips. Squatting down until you feel a good stretch. You might not feel a good stretch. If you're pretty mobile, pretty flexible, you'll be able to achieve a good squat and feel solid at the bottom. So if you're down there thinking, I'm not really feeling that much of a stretch, that's a good thing. If, of course, your spine's nice and neutral, you've got these knees pulled apart, you've got the chest nice and proud. You're not sitting there in a soft squat, farting about, looking at the local wildlife around you with a big grin on your face. Yeah, there we are. Stand up, shake out. Let's go again. Let's go again. Woo, down. Work on your mobility. Again, there's no hiding from mobility, especially that's why we do squats. It's going to identify straight away, if you cannot get down into a deep squat, it's going to identify areas that need work in your mobility, okay? Get it done, don't get it done, but that is your call. You could be better, you could be moving better. What more do you need? Right, I want you to grab your kettlebell. If you've got multiple kettlebells, grab a lighter one. And we're going to practice, everybody. The first exercise, only the first. So if you've got your kettlebells, have them all to hand. If you're fortunate enough to have multiple weights, have them there, okay, like I've done. I appreciate not many folk do, but the beauty of this is different exercises will require different weights to get the most out of them, as I'm sure you realise. If you've only got one kettlebell, swings might be easy, overhead presses is near on impossible, okay? But again, the beauty of this is it lets me go up. So let's say the first round, right, that's feeling not bad. I'm going to go a wee bit heavier. Right, that's hard. Next round, yeah, that's even harder, right? I'm starting to lose form, I'll go back down. So please, if you have got multiple weights, use them. Test yourself, push yourself, and get the most out of it. We're going for it. This one, when the buzzer goes in 20 seconds, clean press. Crush the hell out of the kettlebell, lock the arm out, pull the shoulder blade together and down. This arm is solid. Don't be lazy. It's a lunge. Left leg, right leg. From the side, 5 seconds, set yourself up. From the side, body vertical. This is working the core hard. Go for it, straight in. So as I told you, make sure that arm stays locked out. You are pushing that arm towards the ceiling. You are crushing that kettlebell continuously, and you're keeping your shoulder blades pulled together. Strengthening up the shoulder. Strengthening up the shoulder, back down. Clean and press it up, just like we've been practicing. Overhand grip, chest proud, drive the feet, punch it up, push, lock out, let's go. Crush that kettlebell, everybody. Body vertical, don't lean forward. Do not bend the elbow. That kettlebell should not be moving. You'll feel the shoulder working, and that's about it. In terms of your upper body, of course, the legs are working here. Down we go, clean it off. Quick shake out, overhand grip. Clean, racked position, press, lock out, let's go, come on. I want you to have it at least in that racked position before the buzzer goes. Now this is about control, okay? Make sure your lunges are solid, but what I want you to really focus on is the arm. We need that arm locked out. We need that kettlebell crushed. Pull it down, flick it off. Quick shake out, overhand grip. Chest proud, drive, clean, press, lock the elbow out, crush it. Shoulder blade pull together, chest proud. Again, if your kettlebell's too heavy, supplement it with a water bottle or something else. Always conscious of this arm. Squeeze the hell out of the kettlebell. I don't care if your arm's burning. You must learn these basics. Pull it down, flick it off, chest proud. Quick shake out, overhand grip. Chest proud, drive the feet, snap the hips. Crush it, punch it, crush it, lock the elbow out. Pull the shoulder blade together. What you do with your arms up to you, but for most people, you'll find it naturally just goes out to balance you. But you do what you want. Some people like to put it across their chest. Crush the kettlebell. Good. Pull it down, flick it off, chest proud. Shake out, overhand grip. Chest proud, drive the feet, snap the hips. Crush it, punch it, go. So no matter how tired you are, you must keep this shoulder locked out by squeezing the hell out your kettlebell, by pushing it towards the sky, and by keeping these shoulder blades pulled together. A great way to address any imbalance, any weakness in your upper body, overhand grip, let's go. As I'm sure you'll be feeling right about now. And you'll feel it, the lunges shouldn't be too hard unless you're using a heavy weight. For most people, the hardest part is overhead stability. Developing that stability in the shoulder girdle, that strength. That's exactly what we're doing now, but you must be doing it properly. Don't be lazy. It's so easy to do this one lazy, especially if you've got a lighter weight. If you've got a heavier weight and you do it lazily, it won't be so forgiving. Lock that elbow, crush the hell out of it. Shoulder blades pull together, chest proud. That arm should not be flapping around. It should be solid. But we have to make it that way by doing exactly what I just told you. Don't let the elbow bend. Don't let the wrist cock. Keep the wrist solid. A tough one, even with a lighter weight. It's tough. You'll feel it, okay? You'll feel it really working. Rest there. So a basic exercise, but the fact that it's overhead makes it more advanced for most people because we lack the overhead mobility, flexibility, and of course strength. We get a lot of imbalance, which you probably can feel. You might find one side was a lot harder than the other. One side was maybe burning a lot quicker than the other. Maybe it wasn't, but either way, very important at strengthening the upper body, okay? Especially the shoulders, fixing a lot of that posture. Shake yourself out, grab a drink of water, and get yourself ready for the next round. The problem arises with overhead work if you're just doing the kettlebells, the strength work, but you've got absolutely abysmal overhead mobility and flexibility, which for a lot of people, they just do the hammering. They want to do the kettlebells, all the overhead work, even though they've got hellish mobility, okay, they never want to address the mobility. I say no more. Sort your problems out. It's easy enough to do, a few weeks, and things will be moving a lot better. Right, another familiar one. A familiar but not easy one. Feel free to load up the weight on your kettlebell here. We're going for a single leg Romanian deadlift. But everybody together for the first one, for the first 2 20-second bouts. Hips back, tap the ground. Do not try to hit the ground. Push the hips back and you'll just tap the ground with that kettlebell. Don't anticipate, okay? Don't go reaching for the ground and bouncing it. Set yourself up. Knees are soft, chest is proud, shoulder blades are pulled together. We go. Hips back, snap them forward and squeeze. Hips back, drive the feet, snap the hips, squeeze the butt. Hips back. Keep that chest proud. You should not feel your shoulder blades separate. If you do, there's a high chance your spine's starting to curve as well. You're losing form, you're losing integrity. Good, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. So remember, it's just the same. Just the same as those toe touches we do as part of the warm-up, exactly the same. Pick that kettlebell up, stand by, and go. Hips back. Now we're getting a bit better at this. So I want you to think about the head. The only time, if you were stood in front of a mirror right now, the only time you should see yourself is when you're stood up tall. Do not tilt your head forward like this. You're going to hurt yourself. So again, look at me now. Do not tilt your head forward. Keep that head switched off. Right, single leg now. Let's go for it. We're going to do one leg at a time. Chest proud. It's exactly the same movement pattern, everyone. We're starting on one leg, we're staying on one leg. Hips back. Only difference is I'm lifting one leg up as I push my hips back. Do not confuse this as a different exercise. Your kettlebell, relax there. Your kettlebell should be over your toes, over your feet, not out in front. If they're out in front, you've not pushed your hips back, you've leaned forward. Stand by. So on your non-dominant leg, you might find that it's hard to balance. Keep the chest proud. Keep the shoulder blades pulled together. If your balance isn't great, don't worry about it. You'll strengthen those muscles up and you'll get better. Our knees are soft, as in unlocked, but not excessively bent. You should feel this. Working the hamstrings, working the hamstrings, working the glutes, working the lower back. Feel free to load up. If you feel your balance is all right, go heavier, but only if you feel it's good. Don't go heavy before your time. But a lot of the time, when you go a bit heavier, you'll find that your balance gets a wee bit better. But think about the foot. Drive those toes hard into the ground. I'm in line with my foot, so from the front you can see, look, I'm in line with my leg. That kettlebell runs up and down that single leg. Good, fantastic. Get ready to change legs. Shoulder blades pulled together, chest proud. You ready? Let's go for it. Remember what I said, if you lose balance, it's fine. Don't try to rescue it if you badly lose balance, because you're going to hurt yourself. If it's just a little mild bit of balance, you might get away with putting the hand down. Remember, it's hips back. Do not lean forward. Don't anticipate touching your toes with that kettlebell. Good, well done. A toughie, a very toughie. Good. Stand by. Let's go again. So you should feel that your hamstrings, your glutes, and your lower back are really working here. The main movers, but predominantly your hamstrings into the glutes as you squeeze that butt. But it's one exercise that you really have to focus on. And that's why I recommend just pick a spot. Pick a spot 4 or 5 feet in front of you, look at it, and don't take your eyes off of it. It could be a speckle on the ground, anything. Give it a death stare, and you'll find that it helps your balance. If you're looking all over the shop, and your eyes are moving all over, that's when you'll find you'll get issues with your balance. So remember, we're not leaning forward, we're pushing the hips back, while lifting a leg at the same time. Really strengthening up. Really strengthening that posterior chain, everyone. We really are. It's a great exercise, this one. Again, great for addressing any imbalance, leg to leg. Stand by. Oh, we're done. I must have been enjoying that one too much. Thought we'd another round. Right, good. So keep practicing them. They're difficult, especially the single leg, but don't be shy about loading the weight up. Once you feel you've got the movement pattern correct, it's a great strength exercise, okay? You'll probably find the heavier you go, sure, your grip might get tired, but usually when you go heavier, your balance is a lot better, okay? Right, set yourself up. So an exercise we've never done before in the kettlebell classes. Some of you may be familiar with it. You may be familiar more with the barbell option. It's a single arm, bent over, barbell row, okay? So this is, I'll show you from the side. Let's not get confused, okay? A lot of people see an exercise, look at what's at the heart of it, okay? Look at what's the heart of it. I'm going to pick my kettlebell up with a solid grip. From here, what am I doing? What am I doing? Begins with an H, and the second word is an H. It's a hip hinge, isn't it? Good, okay? We've just done them. We've just done them, haven't we? We've just done this very movement on the previous exercise. So remember that. Don't confuse it and don't make it complicated. Kettlebell, solid grip, one arm, hips back, hips back, hips back, chest proud, and I'm going to pull this kettlebell up. Renegade row meets a deadlift, a Romanian deadlift. Now, this is an upper back strengthener, but you're going to feel the core working because we're holding it in one arm, but also we're holding this suspended position. Common problems with this, as a beginner, you're going to start rowing. You're either going to start losing form, you're going to start looking like me now. I've pulled my shoulder blades apart, haven't I? Pull them together, chest proud. Or as you row, you're going to start rowing yourself to vertical, so you'll end up up here. Anytime it feels a bit odd, stand up, hips back, hips back, hips back, reset, okay? We shouldn't be clonking ourselves on the kneecap either. Happy with that one? You will feel this working these upper back muscles, but also biceps into the forearms. That's where we're going to feel it. Stand by, 30 seconds. So not a lot of cardio this morning, but that's the beauty of kettlebells, okay? It's not all about cardio. We can use them for various things. And in this instance, we're going to be doing a bit of strength work, okay? As always, crush the hell out of these kettlebells. Stand up tall, let's get ready now, 12 seconds, so let's get prepped. Crush it, okay? Stood up tall, nice and proud. Shoulder blades pulled together. Think of the previous exercise, except the kettlebell's out to the side now. Hips back, hips back, hips back. Knees soft, squeeze the core, go. Think about the elbow on the row. Think about the elbow. I'm pulling that elbow high, squeezing my shoulder blades at the top. You're going to feel the hamstrings, the glutes in the lower back and the core working to support you in this suspended position. Good. Stand up tall, change arms. Don't be lazy. Don't start setting up like this, okay? I want you to pick it up. Stand up, squeeze the butt, then hips back, go. If you're able to maintain a good solid position, load the weight up. I'm just going to keep moving around different angles so that you can see what's going on. Look at my head. I'm not looking forward. I'm keeping my spine neutral all the way. And if you load the weight up on this, don't load it up to the point where you're going, keep it strict, okay? Keep it strict. Stand by. Chest proud, hips back. Do not be tempted to put that hand on your knee and support yourself. Okay, by all means, have it to the side, but do not lean on your knee. Rip it up, down under control. Rip it up, down under control. Our whole time here, squeezing that core, keeping a solid position. If your kettlebell's too heavy and you start to lose form, drop it down, okay? Remember what I said, be sensible. Chest proud, pick the kettlebell up, squeeze the butt, hips back. Pull that elbow back. Keep that chest proud. We're off balance massively, okay? Especially if you're using a heavier weight. You'll feel your body working, your core, your lower back working like hell because of that imbalance. That weight's trying to pull me over here, but it's my core, my lower back, my glutes, my hamstrings that hold me in that position. Chest proud, pick it up, squeeze the butt, go again. So we're holding this suspended hip hinge. So you're really going to feel the core, lower back, glutes, hamstrings working like hell. And that's not even the muscles we're targeting here. What you're going to feel is the upper back muscles, back of your shoulders, biceps, forearms. Yep, you feeling that? Yes, you are. Good. So if you feel you've got a competent position, comfortable, solid, feel free to load the weight up. Sure, you might go, oh, it's too heavy. That's fine. Reset, go again, or just drop to the lighter weight when it becomes so. Once again, we're focusing on strength a lot this morning, okay? Set yourself up, stand by. And if you've got the weight right, you'll find each set that you do, like I'm showing you now, starting to fatigue. Okay, this is starting to get real hard. But if form goes, drop it, rest, reset, go again. Be sensible, everybody. Be sensible. I can't urge it enough. Don't start losing form. Don't start trying to just rip it up with horrific form and posture in an effort to try and be better. Oh, go. And sure, your lower back might well be burning, like mine is. just like my upper back is. Realize the muscle groups that we're targeting here. Oh. I don't know what we're on, but let's pretend we're going again. No, we're not. Right, perfect timing. That was starting to get a bit heavy. Good. So again, another new exercise, a strength exercise. Great for strengthening the upper back, but very functional as well. We're holding this position, we're suspended in this position. This lower back, the core, the butt cheeks, the glutes, the hamstrings, that's all working like hell just to hold you in that position. That's the beauty of it. Working multiple muscle groups in a very functional movement pattern. Okay, we're not sat in a machine where we've got a big pad. All these muscles that I've just told you are now turned off, and the only thing we're working is the back and biceps, okay? That's the difference. That's why these are functional. We're teaching our body to move through the movement patterns it's designed to do, and the movement patterns you do every day without realizing it, working all the muscles together, therefore making your body very functional, developing functional strength and power rather than imbalance, which a lot of us get. A lot of us develop a lot of imbalance where maybe the upper back muscles are real strong, but the core's real weak, okay? So when we start doing these lifts, we can't support it. We can't support the big weights that we're used to shoving around on those machines. Anyway, that'll be that rant over. Shake yourself out, get yourself a wee drink of water. Just realize that you're doing something good here, okay? Maybe you're not realizing just the amount of goodness that you're doing to your body when you're doing these workouts with the kettlebells. I don't mean my workouts, these workouts. I mean kettlebell workouts in general, okay? Good work. So we're going to move on to a familiar exercise. We're going to be doing a clean into a racked position. So, let me show you. I don't even know if I can do it. Right. Just winging it, no practice, just winging it. Probably not done this for about 5 years, so here's goes. Okay. You're going to need a lightweight, okay? You're going to need a lightweight to begin this one with. If it's too heavy, I'll show you what you're going to be doing instead, okay? This is scalable. It helps if you've got a weight at home that you're now starting to find is okay for push press. It's not too challenging anymore, and you want to take it up a notch without getting a heavier kettlebell. But also the reason why we're doing this, it might look fancy, but it's not a case of me trying to show off. The reason we're doing this is because it's going to make you so much better. It's going to force you to do the things I've been telling you to do when it comes to pressing overhead. Why? I'll show you now. So we're going to get in the overhead position for cleaning. So we're cleaning it, drive into the rack position. Elbow underneath, hit, hit, hit. Happy with that? That's okay. From here, push, pull it down. Push, pull it down. That's what you're going to be doing if you can't do this next part. You watching? It's a bottoms up kettlebell, which means, just like it says, the bottom of your kettlebell is pointing upwards, which now means you're going to have to grip the hell out of this kettlebell like you've never gripped the hell out of a kettlebell before. You're going to have to keep this arm pulled in real tight, otherwise it's going to go to pot. So suddenly the things I've been telling you to do that you may not have been quite doing, you're going to have to do now, otherwise it's just not going to work. Overhand grip, crush the hell out of it. Up, elbow underneath, bottoms up, bottoms up. This will be shaky. You'll be like this, you'll be like, oh, crush it solid, keep the elbow underneath it, and suddenly it's not anymore. From here, either push press it or push it up, pull it down. What you're going to feel working harder than anything here is your hand and your wrist, okay? It's going to strengthen this up, okay? If you're in the habit of picking the kettlebell up with a relaxed grip, all that's going to happen is that. Happy with that? We need a lightweight, otherwise it's not going to work. Stand by, practice it, struggle, fail, make mistakes, don't beat yourself up. Let's get the show on the road, 30 seconds and we begin. So nice slow paced strength work this morning. Working on the basics and then taking it up a notch. There'll be people out there that just default to the easy option because they can. I urge you, practice it. The only way you shouldn't be doing the way I've showed you with the bottoms up is if your kettlebell's too heavy. That is the only way, okay? If your kettlebell's too heavy, you'll struggle like hell to do it. But at the same point, you're going to struggle like hell to do it because it's tough. You need to crush the hell out of it. Overhand grip, stand by. Drive it up, crush, crush, get that elbow underneath. Punch it, pull it down, okay? It's a press. We're only cleaning it to get it up. Now, beginners, oh, you may need to balance a little bit with your arm. That's fine. Use a light weight. Crush the hell out of it. Pull it down. Good. Flick it off. Shake out. Overhand grip. Stand by. Set yourself up. If you thought it was hard with your dominant hand, wait till you get to your non-dominant hand. Okay, just like I've showed you there. Failure. Failure's fine. Crush it. I wasn't crushing it hard enough, I can tell you that for nothing. Tough exercise. Remember, control is what this demands. Balance, coordination, of course, but those come with practice too. So if you fail, you struggle, it's fine. Up, crush. You'll straight away feel the difference. If you've got that elbow underneath and you're crushing the hell out of this, it's balanced, it's not going anywhere. The only way you'll not be able to achieve it is if your kettlebell's too heavy. The press is difficult, but again, it focuses on crushing the hell out of it always, and keeping that elbow, relax there, keeping that elbow underneath it. Because if I've got a bad movement pattern, change arms when you're ready. If I've got a bad movement pattern and I start to press out like this, okay, that's going to happen. You're going to feel it. So we've been working on the basics up to now. Good. And once again, don't stress if you can't do this. If your kettlebell's too heavy, it's fine. There's no point trying to do it. If your kettlebell's far too heavy, you're not going to get it up in this position in the first place, okay? And this is tough. I'm using a fairly lightweight and this is real tough. You'll feel it in the hands, feel it in the wrists. Go. Up. If you can't do it, it's fine. But we have to progress somehow or other. And again, the reason for this is, well, it might look fancy. It's not for that. It's because if you manage to get your hands on a weight that you can do it with, you'll see exactly what I mean. You have to keep that elbow underneath. You have to crush the hell out of it or it doesn't work, it'll just collapse, okay? And that might be happening to you right now, and that's fine. Practice, practice, practice. Repetition. Train the brain. You're gonna get better. Don't try and be fast. Don't try and use a weight that's beyond your means. You're not gonna get better, you're just gonna hurt yourself. Balance. And obviously there's no point, you need to establish the balance before you go into the press. If you don't have the balance and it's wobbling and you start pressing, of course it's going to fail. Stand by. A tough one. Good. Wait until we're doing a bottoms up Turkish get up. Try that one at home. It just takes it up a notch, everybody, that's all. And like I say, what will happen now, if you're able to do these now and you're practicing them, like I say, you might be failing a lot, that's fine. But what you will find is when you go back to the normal ones, you'll just automatically start gripping this thing like, you'll just automatically start gripping the hell out of it, and you'll be putting your elbow in a much better position. So by working on this harder movement, you're making your regular shoulder press / push press even better. You get more power into it, more technique intensive. There we go, failure, fine. Good. You're going to fail, you're going to make a mess of it. Realize that. Too many perfectionists out there that when they make mistakes or they fail, they don't do it anymore. Put it away, I don't want to do it. Good work, well done. So, a strange class for many because a lot of people's heart rates won't be sky high. They'll be up, but they're certainly not, okay? But remember, different types of training. Shouldn't always be hitting it with a heart rate of craziness. Otherwise, you're just going to require more recovery and you're going to find that as the week goes on, your training actually goes downhill. And over the weeks, if you keep pushing it all out, flat out, you just end up not making any progress, or even worse, going backwards. So again, more strength work than anything this morning. Working on basics, taking them up a notch if you're able. If you were at home and you weren't able to take it up a notch, don't beat yourself up. Like I say, a lot of us only have one kettlebell. I'm not expecting you to take that 12 kilo kettlebell and start doing a bottoms up press if you're already struggling with that weight to do a push press in the first place. So realize that, don't be beating up yourself over these simple things. On the flip side of things, don't just automatically choose the easy option. A lot of people, like I say, we've got people that don't like failure, people that don't like struggling at something. It makes them feel not good. Okay, get over that. You need to get over that. You're going to come up. Making an arse of it. Of course you're going to make an arse of it. Okay, you need to get better. You've never done it before. Your brain needs to learn how to do this. It needs to develop the muscle memory required to crush that kettlebell, okay? You're going to fail, you're going to make a mess of it, but please keep doing it. You're going to get better if you keep pushing yourself. Thank you very much. Monday's in the bag. hopefully your week's set up for the rest of you now. It's down to you until tomorrow morning. Thank you very much. Any questions on live, file them at me now because they may benefit someone on recorded. Pretty basic this morning, but new things. New things require work, practice, repetition to get better. Thank you very much. See you. Aye.